Hello, Tammy.
Hey, Julie, how's it going today?
I almost called you Tammykins.
My old boss used to call me that.
Really?
He came up with all kinds of cute names for my name. It was
Oh,
fun.
that's sweet. Hopefully it was sweet. Meant to be sweet, right?
It was, yeah. He was a very nice man. Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Well, welcome everybody to Two Psychic Moms. It's Wednesday, April 5th, and we are Two Psychic Moms, Tammy Langowski and Julie Hawkins. And we always like to tell people where you can find us, and then we have a special announcement.
Yeah.
So where can they find us, Tammy?
Okay. So for me, Tammy Langowski and Tammy's Intuitive Services, you can find that on social media under that name. And I do lots of channel messages. Tammy'sIntuitive.com for my website. I do have a contact form if you're interested in having a private session. And I do have a YouTube Tammy's channel chats, lots of messages on there as well if you're interested in that. Okay, Julie, how about you?
I'm Julie Hawkins, the Biz Psychic, and you can find me on Facebook at julie.hawkins. And I also have Biz Psychic, the page Biz Psychic. But just to be honest with you, I think I say this every time. I really don't post a lot there. So I post these links there though. Um, and of course, for private readings. So you can go to my website and just click on, I think it's Akashic Readings or Would You Like a Reading or something about a reading. And it'll take you to decide what reading you like. And then you check out and you are taken to my calendar. Um, we're really excited, aren't
Yeah,
we?
we are. We are.
we
This is fun.
we are taking, I won't say we're taking it on the road, but a little bit. Tammy and I, Two Psychic Moms, are taking our Two Psychic Moms show to an offsite location at Amethyst House Healing in Campbell, where we're going to do a live and in person episode. So I guess it won't really be an episode because we won't record it and post it, but at least I don't think we're going to have a way to.
Yeah.
So tickets are available, and we're going to tell you how you can sign up for that. There is a charge for that because you will be coming prepared either with a question or dropping your questions, writing them there, and then there's a box for them. And seating is limited because we want to give as many people as possible a chance to ask their questions. And from the very get-go, when I would be in circle with my spiritual group, we would always say a question for one is a question for all.
Mhm.
So even if your question doesn't specifically get asked, it will likely be a version of that and will be asked and answered there. So we hope that we can get to everybody. We will try. It's going to be about an hour and a half. So it's going to be at, we'll just tell you what it says briefly and then where you can sign up for that. She says, just ahead of Mother's Day, your favorite mom YouTube duo live at Amethyst House. Biz Psychic mom, reader, and teacher Julie Hawkins, and intuitive advisor and psychic medium mom on all things love, energy, pet, and past life, Tammy Langowski, are coming to Amethyst House to channel answers to your need to know questions. So, things like, do we really live multiple lives? Are children really more open to spirit? What is your burning question? Ask in person at Amethyst House. So yes, so you can go to www.amethysthousehealing, just like it sounds, amethyst like the stone, house and healing.com. Did I leave anything out, Tammy?
Oh, in San Jose, California.
Oh, and the day,
Um, yes.
it's going to be,
Go ahead.
where was I? May 11th. Is that, did we say Thursday night we're doing it? Is that a Thursday
I
night?
think that's a Thursday. Yeah. So May 11th for sure, whatever day that falls on.
Yeah. And
Isn't
it's,
that funny? We
uh,
can't remember exactly, but yeah, I'm
and
pretty sure it's a Thursday, but May 11th. Yeah.
I'll tell you for sure. And then it starts at 7.
Hmm.
Yes, it's a Thursday night. And
Yeah.
so we are I can't wait. It's been so
Yeah.
long since Tammy and I have done, well, I shouldn't say that. Tammy went out and did Winchester House, right? But it's been a long time since I've done a live event because we used to do them frequently at um, East West Metaphysical Bookstore, and then periodically psychic fairs. So
Mhm.
we're stepping it up. We want to do a different kind of event and in person. And for those of you who live in the area, we would love for you to join us and come and ask a question. You come up with such great questions, so we'd love for you to come and
Yeah.
join us.
Yes, we invite you. Couple things on there, like Julie did mention that we're kind of thinking if you have a question that's for the good of all, much of what we do here, but you can bring a couple personal questions with you should we have time, you know, to address any of those. So you might have some in your back pocket, just in case, but we're really looking forward to this, doing this live and being able to, be in front of anybody who's interested in coming. And yeah, like Julie mentioned, they are limited seating, so you might want to book sooner than later.
Yeah,
And those of you that are local, or if you're going to be in town, we'd love to see you there.
it's a
May 11th.
it's a wonderful new space that they've created. It's part healing services, Reiki, and they do a variety of classes as well, and then part store. So it's really and they're big on
Yeah.
teas and other things that are for healing. And if you
Mhm.
have a chance, go check it out ahead of time. It's really and the two women that own it and run it are just lovely, lovely human beings.
Mhm.
And
Earthquake? No, just kidding.
you're my cat.
Or your cat.
Look at her.
That's funny. Oh my gosh.
The
Oh,
reason
that's too funny.
Well, the reason she's doing that is because she's stop, Bella.
She want to be in the closet.
She's in the litter box that you can't
Oh,
see. And so, when they're done, they, clean up and blah, blah,
they
blah.
scratch all over the place.
She does that. So,
Too
all
funny.
right. So, yeah. And if you
Yeah.
have any questions, further questions, just, you know how to get us. Just ask us and we'll be happy to tell you. But we're very excited. We hope you can join us again, book sooner rather than later, because truly this was a house that was converted into cat hair here into a this healing house and a store, and so it's small, so intimate. Well, it's intimate and
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I'll add on there too. I did a sound bath healing there. And if anybody's interested in that, I would highly recommend it. It was really a beautiful experience. So something to think about besides other things that they offer there as well.
you will walk if you
Yeah.
ever haven't done that. Definitely go do it. It's you walk out, you just feel
Hmm.
unbelievably calm, centered, happy. It's a beautiful experience. So
Yeah, it is. It is.
all righty, so
Okay. So
on to
we ready for our questions?
yes, and they're a continuation of some things and a couple
Yeah.
of new ones. So,
Yeah.
all righty. So we were going to start with number 2 from Daphne. Hi, Daphne. Okay.
Getting back to the rest of your questions here, Daphne.
She says,
Okay.
do you want to read it
Go
or?
ahead. Doesn't really matter. Go ahead if you're going to start.
She says, I often hear people say to put out our intentions, like to put them out to the universe, and then have faith that spirit or the universe will help arrange what is best for you. Okay. What are some tools to help let go of the need to want to control the outcome so that the universe can arrange what is best?
Mhm. That's a
Well,
pretty common question. Go ahead.
it actually is. No, carry
Mhm.
on. Go ahead. You go ahead. It is a common.
Oh, um, it is. I was just going to say, I totally get it. I think a lot of people do feel that way. They think, gosh, okay, we're supposed to put these, like you said, intentions out to the universe. Couple of things I'm going to say to that is that, our guides remind us too that you will always get what you need, maybe not always what you want. But on the tail end of that, absolutely put your intentions out to the universe, because it doesn't mean that we don't create our wants, or that it's impossible to do that. What I mean, I can go into what they're saying. No. Okay, they're referring to me. Okay, so what I was going to say is that for me, I think it's a lot about having a really set in stone way of letting go, of letting go. For me, it's all about the visuals. So let's say I'm putting something out and I'm saying it out to the universe. I might have an angel standing by, maybe my spirit guide, just kind of, requesting their presence. And maybe I hand it off to them as a visual. Maybe it's gift wrapped in a box, what my wants are. They assure me when they take it that they're going to work on it and that it's going to a good place to be worked on. And now it's up to me to let that go. Okay. Because, they've got it. And sometimes it helps to have a visual of literally giving it to them. Okay. However you want to visualize that. And then what they often say, and they're telling me about distraction, is you do want to distract yourself after that. You don't want to be lingering on it. It's not unusual to let your mind go there a little bit, like, oh God, I wonder when it's going to happen. But stop yourself when you start doing that. You're going to know when you're doing that. Nip it in the bud right away, and then have either a visual that you go to, or literally you go do something to distract yourself from that. It's possible to do it. We all know when we're lingering on obsession or anything that we just feel like, oh, I got to keep asking, I got to keep wondering. We know we're doing that. So really, devise a way, that's the right way to say it, a plan that what you're going to do after you are letting go, letting God. If nothing else, that's another thing you can say. When you start to go down that path, wondering, just distract yourself. In fact, they're showing me literally turning around to look at something else. I mean, it could be outside, preferably. Looking outside and then saying, I let go, I let God. Maybe even it's just that. Again, it reminds you that, you don't need to hold. Anytime we're holding on too tightly to the reins, that my guides always like to show me as an example of control, we're creating blocks. We're creating energy that is not in flow. So imagine that you can even see yourself loosening the reins on whatever it is you want. Again, you've given it up to God, so to speak. Maybe your angels and so forth take it for you. But truly, I would say, have a plan of what you're going to do when you start thinking about it too much and wondering why it hasn't shown up, because our guides always remind us of the plan, of synchronicity. There's a lot of workings behind the scenes, they'll always tell me, that we can't comprehend here. And that's where we have to have trust and faith that things will manifest at just the right time. So I think that's what we have to say about that. And Julie, what do you want to mention?
That was actually what we were going to say. So it's really perfect. And we will emphasize also, the distraction. Have some things ready to go that when you find your mind wandering to it, you're like, oh, let me play the puzzle, or let me go do the dishes, or whatever it is. Maybe not the dishes, because then your mind will wander to it. But something that takes your mind and focuses it on something else, because that's really all it is. Your mind is working overtime, and it's not going to create what you asked for any faster. There's a saying like a watch pot never boils. Watching it isn't going to make it boil any faster. It just happens when it's ready to happen. So the only thing we wanted to add was, we would encourage you to look at, if that comes up for you, well, where is it? Where is it? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? What is it that might not be in alignment for you to get it? So what are the blocks that you've created that are keeping you from having what you want? So you can't see it, but I have a vision board, because they do work. I created a vision board in the past, and I think there was only one thing on there that didn't happen or hasn't happened yet. And literally everything on there happened in due time, in not maybe exactly the same way that I put it up there, but in a very close variation of it. So they're listening. They, like Tammy said, and they're working on it. It's up to you to say, that maybe that's a time where you go practice your meditation, put on your guided meditation and listen to that for 5 minutes. that's important for people whose minds are constantly going to do anyway. So we would encourage you to take that time and put it to better use. Any kind of a distraction is best, but a guided meditation for 5 minutes is really going to be of benefit for you in more ways than one.
Mhm.
So we absolutely encourage that. And just remember, um, it will come to you when you are ready to receive it, and in a way that makes sense for you to have it. It may not be exactly as you think it will be, but it will be very close.
Mhm.
And you
Mhm.
don't have to worry necessarily. I'm not going to say that. I was going to say, you don't have to worry about, um, well, now I can't even remember what I was going to say. So let's just move on.
Okay.
It really is just getting yourself into something that distracts you, and let it go.
Yep.
It is in the works. We promise you. Like the whole clan came in, the angels, the spirit, everybody came in and said, "We promise you, it's happening. You need to be ready to receive it."
Yeah. Right. And do what you need to do, obviously, right, to help bring that in. But you already know that. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah, right.
Um, just give me an example really quickly of the person who wants the relationship but never gets out there. Well, it's unlikely somebody's going to ding dong on your doorbell, just show up. I'm not saying it couldn't happen. Anything's possible, but you get what I mean, right? You got to kind of do your part of it
Do
too.
the legwork too.
Yeah.
If you want to manifest a new home, well, you need to figure out how you're going to come up with a down payment. Well, we don't need to go on, but you get it. You need to do the
Yeah.
work
Right.
to get there.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly. Very good. Okay. Do you want me to read this one? Number three part, or one, this is
Oh,
the other part, from Daphne. Yeah,
yeah. It's similar. It's kind of a
it
follow on
is.
that question.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll do this if you want to start. So, when trying to manifest a certain outcome, how general or detailed should we be in our prayers? I have heard some say to keep it general, focus on the feeling of the outcome, and then have faith the universe will manifest it. Others say to keep it very precise and detailed, down to the timing down to the timing you want the situation to manifest. What's the best way to manifest an outcome you want? How would we know if we are on the right track?
Okay. So um, we say ask for 100%, be happy when 90% of it manifests. Okay.
Mhm.
And you don't have to be very precise, because you will get what is right for you to get when it's time for you to get it. Um, if you're asking for a new car, here's what we would say about something like that. We'd like a new car, maybe in this price range, and it could be 3 different colors that you can put in. Give them some choices. We want to get it when we're ready to give up our other car, and not through like an accident. Okay.
Exactly.
Somebody I
Mhm.
went to my HUNA training with, she's like, I put out that I wanted a new car, and on the way back from a training, we were in a terrible car accident.
Oh gosh.
She got a new car. I mean, nobody died,
Yeah.
but there were injuries.
Yeah.
And so, we're going to say, can you avoid that? Maybe. It may have been timing that happened for that person. So, it's putting it out and letting it go. Just as
Mhm.
we said earlier,
Mhm.
be enough precise that I'll tell you I think I may have told everybody the story, but I'll tell it again, because mm, this is what happened to me when I was in my early 40s. I had been single for maybe about 15, 17 years, happily single. I enjoyed it. And I was like, oh, I think I'm ready to have a relationship. And I literally made up a list. Okay. Age, da, 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 whatever. I mean, I put as many characteristics that were important to me. I put details in, but I didn't put the gender, because I didn't think I needed to put the gender in. I'd always just dated men. It just stood to reason that I would meet a man, and that was who would come into my life. And it wasn't, it was a woman. And I got everything on that list, but it came in a different form. So, and And I was shocked at first, but I felt really, really fortunate that I got what I asked for.
Mhm.
So don't be attached necessarily if you ask for a blue car and you get a red car.
Yeah.
You know, it's some of those details are going to change, and it's okay because you're going to get what you want and what you need. It just might be in a different form, and it may take
Mhm.
more time. So to be wrap that up, it's yes, you can make a list. You can be detailed. We're just saying be open as well.
Mhm. Mhm.
There may be other versions or other variations of what you asked for. And we say, congratulations, because you got.
Lovely. Yep. Wonderful. Thank you, Julie. And we're in agreement with that. Um, I would just add that it's some of the same things that was mentioned, but earlier on, my guides would have me coach me in putting out what I wanted. And it was really funny because they would have me do details like, but it wasn't because I was going to get all of those. It was like they were having me just, exercise that option, my right, to want to manifest that way. So I remember when, and I might have mentioned this as well, but when I was ready for a relationship, right before I met my husband, not knowing that yet, but I was putting out all the things I was looking for that were important to me. So first, I'm going to interrupt myself to say, keep that in mind. You might want to focus first on what your needs are, and then of whatever the situation is or the thing that you're trying to manifest, whether it's a relationship or something else. Um, and then I remember them asking me, well, do you want him to drive a red Corvette? And I was like, well, I really didn't care. I mean, I certainly wasn't thinking about that. I really was not. But I laughed when they said that because I'm like, okay, I get your point. Shoot for the stars, basically, right? Like just put out whatever. And so I remember laughing and saying, okay, but I was kind of laughing about it. But they were having me, the point was, you can ask for anything you want. You are going to manifest the things that are most important to you, the desires and the needs. I keep calling it needs. It can be called other things probably. But so, yes, we would say, what is the best way to manifest an outcome you want? Is that write it down, say it out loud, both things of what your needs are and what it is that you're looking for. You can even make fun of with it and have a list on the side of the extras, you know, because you can put that out there, but concentrate on your needs because really, and the true desire, that's often what you see manifest. So yeah, how do we know if we're on the right track?
You're on the right track.
Exactly. And I would say, don't worry about it. I mean, that's what I'm getting. Don't worry if you're on the right track or not. You're just doing the work, you're doing the manifestation and putting it out there.
I think the other thing, let's see if I can remember what I was going to say. um, hmm, hmm,
I know I hate when that happens.
happens frequently, too frequently. Um,
Is it about the desires and focusing on desires or needs or
oh well, if it'll come back.
it will.
Oh, I remember now. Okay. So you know how I said I made a vision board. We would encourage you to make a vision board of those
Mhm.
things. And periodically, so I had it up on a wall where I could see it every day when I came in. You don't have to do anything with it. You can just look at it. Yeah, you know it's in the works. But if you really feel inclined, it's like just imagine how wonderful you're going to feel when it happens.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because that's really the important thing. And it will
Yeah.
happen. And it's just a matter of time. And just we would say don't put a time limit on it. It'll happen when you're ready for it to happen. I mean, one of the biggest things I think I put on my vision board was like a lot of money, right? And it just didn't quite it happened in it, but over time. I won't say a lot of money, not the amount of money I put on my vision board, but the extra that I needed, but it happened over time. So that's what we would say in terms of expectations about that. Just allow that it will happen over time.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
It does. And we love that idea, seconding that vision board. And I've never done one, but I love the idea of them. And my guides in sessions have often recommended it for people. Just, they bring it in. I'm not asking about it. They'll talk about it and they'll say, do the vision board and then even bring it up to your heart chakra. I might have talked about that before, but even if the board's big, they should bring it up to your heart chakra and just love it, love it, love it. They showed it to me that way, just put all this energy of love into it. And I like what you're saying, Julie. Like, even if you walk by it later, just blow it a kiss or just say, yeah, I'm so deserving of all of that. It's just a reminder. And then you go on to do other things. Again, that distraction,
Exactly.
that counts. All
Exactly.
that stuff
You
counts.
know what? Take this and play it over and over again when you feel, take it and put it on your phone. And when you're feeling, oh, where is it or why isn't it? Just play it over and over again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah,
a distraction.
that's right. That is right.
All righty.
Okay, so we have another question from Janae. Right. Thank you, Janae.
All right. So
Okay, go ahead, Julie, if you want to.
I'll read this. Did I read that? Well, anyway, she says, how does one have discernment? This is completely unrelated to any of the other stuff. How does one have discernment when choosing a psychic teacher or reader for this? For
those of us, I think she meant. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. For those of us looking to learn how to become psychic. Thank you. For the so I'll read it one more time. How do we, I'll just say that, how do we have discernment when choosing a psychic teacher or reader for those of us looking to learn how to become psychic?
Yeah. Well, I would say, from my perspective here, just because Julie and I aren't those people, as we know, I'm going to say the obvious here on some things. I think so. It's always helpful is referrals. I'm speaking very basic here, but getting a referral from somebody that you've heard about or that somebody has talked about, that's certainly a really good way to do it. Also, I'm going to say maybe, going to some of the spiritual stores that have readers might be another, because again, most likely they've got, good reputation. Obviously, you can look people up and things like that if they have reviews and so forth. Okay, just saying that. And I'm going to say too, because when you get those referrals and things like that, that's not coincidental often. You might hear about somebody that's recommended to you because actually their guides, your guides, are working together to kind of get you the right match. You could also put that out to the universe, that I am looking for the right spiritual teacher to either just have a reading with or to train me. And I trust that I will be brought and led to that person. And then, yes, you look, put the word out there that you're looking. In fact, one time I think somebody on Nextdoor, they had asked about that. And it was nice. It was maybe not a Nextdoor that I ever get or read, because then somebody told me they recommended me, which I thought was very sweet. And of course, on Nextdoor, as you can imagine, you got your backlash. You got the very religious folks that were on there saying a few things. But I mean, I'm not saying that's not actually a bad idea, because when you reach out on, I'm just going to say, like Nextdoor, there's a lot of people on there and a lot of people who have potentially had readings from somebody. Doesn't have to be a spiritual group necessarily. It's just a thought, whether that works for you or not, or that appeals to you. As far as somebody, yeah, again, teaching you, being drawn to somebody that teaches you, they're telling me just look for those who have experience. So that is something to think about, how long somebody's been doing this kind of business. Like Julie and I have been doing it a long time. Certainly, like places that actually give legit classes, centers that give classes, is something to check out as well. But also coupled with putting it out there, what you're looking for. So that's our take on that.
I'm sorry. I'm like so itchy today. I don't know why. So, so I did teach for a while. I taught people how to work in the Akashic records. And to be very honest with you, I stopped teaching. Well, I stopped teaching during COVID for sure. Maybe I didn't. I think I did a class. Anyway, I have a recorded class on how to on how to do that, but it's not up on my website, and I may get a. It's something that is should be up there and a way to do that, and yeah, and you just download and you just do the work. So you are doing it on your own. Um, but if you are, so let me back up a minute. So the reason I stopped doing it is because it's very labor intensive. My
Mhm,
trainings
mhm.
are very energy intensive for me.
Yeah.
Um, I think they were two weekends, so a Friday night and a Saturday, and then another Friday night and a Saturday, or Saturday and a Sunday. So it was several hours, and it's a lot of energy. And the first part much more so because I'm teaching. The second part much less for me because you're doing readings for each other. So definitely, if you're interested, Janae, in knowing more about the people I know, email me. We'll have a conversation about it, and I'll tell you, if I can get my training up for you to at least start with, or if there's somebody who works in the Akashic records that you like to do training with, who is actually doing it. Because, like I said, I'm not. I'm just. It just was too much. So, yeah, I don't know that I could add anything to what Tammy said. I think she said it all. And when you do put it out there, you will get uh, responses. So uh, yeah. So email me. I think you probably, just go to my site if you don't have my email. But I think I'm trying to think whether I want to say that out loud on here, but I don't think there's
Oh,
enough
yeah.
that it'd probably be fine. You can just email me at julie@juliehawkins.com, and we can start a conversation about it, and I'll tell you where to go
Mhm.
to find the
Yeah.
people that I know.
You know, I did mention to her too, about the I never know how to pronounce it. It's Udemy or Udemy, the online courses or classes. I don't know if you've heard of that.
You
Udemy.
there's
I'm
several
just saying,
there's several of the I'm sorry, go ahead.
yeah. No, no, go ahead.
There's several of those, and I can't remember the names of any of them at this moment, that are online. um, I don't want to say schools, but they have classes that you can take. Just you could Google it for
Read the
that matter,
reviews. Yeah, yeah.
and just see if there's anybody that you feel, oh, I feel drawn to that person. Um, I
Exactly. Yeah.
started teaching the Akashic Records, and I think I probably said this. I picked up a book, and then life happened and got in the way. And so I didn't, I read the first couple of pages. It was How to Read the Akashic Records by Linda Howe. And I was like, oh my God, this is where I get my information. So naturally, I was drawn to this. And after my partner died, I did take the weekend training. There wasn't anybody up here, and I went to Southern California to do it. And for me, it just felt like validation and a formality. And then I came back and started doing this work. I would be very, I don't want to say cautious, curious. I'd be very curious. So when I taught my trainings, the first half was a lot of teaching, and then the second half, whether it was a day or whether it was a whatever day it was, the first part would always be teaching, and then I would send you off to be in groups where you could practice with each other. And I really always encouraged people, once they left the training, you go and put out to your people that you know that you're going to do 10 readings for free, because it's a way for you to practice and gain confidence.
Hmm.
And if you
Hmm.
want to continue on from there and build a business doing that, then you can start off. Well, now I'm doing a half an hour for $25. Well, now it's, half an hour for 50. Well, now it's, my rate. So, so, get as much practice as you can, because it will really truly build your confidence. So I hope that answered some of those
That's
questions.
true.
I'm happy to have a
Yeah.
dialogue.
Mhm.
Nothing more I'd like to talk about
Right.
than psychic training,
Exactly.
psychic teaching.
It's our favorite subject. Yeah, we probably both agree.
Okay.
Exactly.
I'll just maybe we'll have a phone call. I'm happy to do that. But
Love
yeah,
that. Love that.
okay. I think that
Very good. All right.
yeah, I think that was it
I
for our
think that's it.
questions.
Mm-hmm. It is. Thank you both for your questions. They were very, very good ones, as usual. We appreciate that. So,
All right.
yeah. So we'll just
Lots
remind you
more.
again about our live event. Don't forget about it. May
Yes,
11th,
and share
Amethyst House Healing, San Jose.
and share it, please. It'll be on both of our social medias, and you can get the link from there and share it with as many
Mhm,
people as you
mhm.
know. We'd really appreciate your
Yep.
support.
Yep.
You've been great support anyway. We
Yep.
just really thank you for that. All right. So until
Thank
we
you.
have more questions, and until next time, we are two psychic moms. And we'll see you
All right.
next
Take
time.
care, everybody.